Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are scrapbooking Filmax scraps, and I chose this layout. It has one photo, some frames, layers, little bits of fun, and I also have one photo. I'm going to be scrapbooking my year of color photograph from 2019, and I pulled out a couple of wooden frames and I guess a wooden slide. But that's all I've got. I have no idea what I'm doing, so let's see what I can do. So guys, this layout turns out to be pretty colorful, and that's probably appropriate since it is the year of color. Now, what you can do is at the end of each year, you can go to yearofcolor.com and it pulls all the colors that you have used on your Instagram profile and puts them into this little circular color thing. Now, I was pretty surprised by mine. I was expecting there to be a lot more green in there because green is my favorite color, but apparently I don't use a lot of green in my Instagram posts. So I decided to make my background have a little bit of mixed media with green. I used a couple different versions. I used a Brutus Monroe, I used a Nouveau Deluxe, and I used, what is this one, Maya Road, which is super old. Super old. Now, since I'm using green, I decided to make my photo mat green as well, and it is a different shade of green than what I have going on in the background, and that is fine. Like I said, this is going to end up being a pretty colorful layout. So I wanted to mat my Instagram photo. I did have it printed at 4x4, and then I needed to use a 4x6 card because, you know, I'm using a bunch of pocket cards on this, and I trimmed it down ever so slightly. That way I'm going to be able to mat it on a 4x6 card and just trim off the extra so I can create my photo mat. So the inspiration layout has a 4x6 photograph on it, and I want it to have that same weight. So that's why I went ahead with this background. Now this card that I used, this green card, is actually a little bit larger than 4x6. And I'm okay with that. Spoiler alert. You guys, I don't actually end up using the star slide frame. I just end up using this bigger one down here. And I don't know where my frames are, or even if I have any frames. Like, I went looking, and I don't think I have frames, you guys. I think I've used them all, which is pretty freaking awesome, but I just don't know where they are. Now, I had the idea of using this scrap of wood grain paper as a little bit of a fun bit, and it was crooked. Like, it didn't have the same amount of humps and valleys, so it kind of wigged me out, so I went ahead and placed it underneath of the photo. And now it kind of just looks like two wood grain banner tails, and I'm okay with that because I'm going to cover up a good bit of this. Now, I can't have my frame here hanging out and being all naked. Now, sometimes my frames, I'm totally cool with them being naked, and sometimes my frames need to be filled in. In this case, the frame definitely needed to be filled in because I was covering up part of that wood grain paper, and I didn't want you to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want you to be able to see the little bits through the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. So I filled in the frame with this pocket card that was a cut apart. And then I was like, no, I need something else. Like, that star needs to be filled in. But I had originally thought about using this chevron colorful card to do that. But I decided that I liked it up here next to all of my colors a little bit better. So now I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the heck am I going to put on the back of this green star? I really have no idea, so I'm going to put it to the side and just go and do other things. So I'm going to build up some layers up here, again, because I don't have frames, so I'm just going to keep on using pocket cards. Now, I did use a good amount of pocket cards on this layout, so I am ridiculously happy about that. Now, you guys know that I love to use my stuff because when I use it up, that means I have more room for other stuff. But I gotta tell you, I don't think I'm going to keep like a hefty collection of pocket cards. I just don't think I'm going to do that. I did go through a phase where I really liked mixing in pocket layouts within my regular layouts, and that was fun. I also did 2018 where there was a monthly spread dividing up each of the months in my chronological album, which is also the family album. But while I liked it for that year, I don't think it's going to be something that I want to do every year. So I don't think there's going to be a huge collection of pocket cards in my life anymore. Maybe a couple if I really like them. There's been a couple close to my heart pocket card sets that I've purchased and I've used, or used most of them. So I feel like if that's the kind of thing that will happen, then I might be able to do that. But just to have pocket cards on hand, probably not. Because I do have, stickers on hand and thickers on hand and papers on hand because I like to use them. But yeah, no. The good thing though, about using things up to buy more is I've probably used up a third of my 6x6 paper pad. So of course I bought more and filled in the gaps. That's not going to happen with the pocket cards. That pocket card, set, what is that called? A divider, organizer. Did you guys know that there are organizers out there? Yeah, whatever. That thing, that little plasticky fridge bin over here, that originally is what held my pocket cards, and the front part held the 4x6 and the two back parts held the 3x4 cards. So my goal is to get it back down into this one divider thing instead of the two that it grew into. I just don't need it. So while I was waxing poetic about my supplies and how I use them up and rebuy them, you guys saw me cut apart some more pocket cards to do a couple more layers. And then you also saw me trim down with a punch that circle right there that says this right here. So I went ahead and covered up an awkward little gap with that. Where those cards met up, it just felt awkward to me, so I covered it up. Now, I really liked the green of this 5, and I really didn't need a 5 anywhere on this layout, so I'm just going to split that. And then I got distracted looking at supplies, so I cut that part out. I just started flipping through stuff and looking at it instead of actually creating the layout. Now, I would probably say in the last month and a half, I haven't just touched my supplies like I normally do. A lot of the times I just pull out one of the bins and flip through and look and see what I have. It keeps it fresh in my mind, and I just haven't done that recently. So I had a little look through of all the stickers, and you don't need to see me just flipping through my stickers. Now, I do find these little puffy bits, and I'm going to go ahead and place these around the layout as well. I really wanted to create a cluster down here, and then I wanted like little sprinkly bits all around. So I'm taking these little colorful flowers and just kind of nestling in on little bits that I feel like need little extra bits. And then I did cover up one of those big splotchy mist dots because it was like the only one big splotchy one I had, and nobody needs to see one big splotchy dot. So I am pulling out these stickers, and I kind of have a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with these stickers. It drives me insane, guys, insane, when the insides of letters are solid and they're not supposed to be. I don't know what it is, but I just look at it and I cringe. And I bought all of these Bella Boulevard sticker things because they had lots of letter stickers on them. And this was before I had a huge collection of stickers. And I never realized that they didn't have the insides cut out. So the EAR on the word year doesn't have the insides cut out. So what do I do with that? Well, sometimes I cut out the inside. Sometimes I put a sequin or wow, I'm having trouble speaking. Enamel dots. It's like Nemo in Finding Nemo when he's like so anyway, that's the way I feel like my mouth is working right now. I'm going a little Nemo. But anyway, I do put a sticker up there that says Happy Dance. I just felt like I needed a little something right there. I did introduce a bunch of the circles because of all the circles on the Year of Color. I did try out using the red version of the letter stickers as well, but that little teeny tiny C just made me uncomfortable. And plus, look at those O's. Look at those O's. They're like big polka dots and they don't have their centers out, and that was... I could do something with the E, A, and R, but those O's, oh my word. And I was like, nope, they're just going back. Just going back on the sticker sheet. So you can see that I've used them, like I've used these letters, but then you'll see what I do. I throw in a couple little stars on this guy. So this is just a sticker tab, and I decide to put it over here on the left. It's just, it's just a colorful tab. It's just introducing, or not introducing, like reaffirming the colorfulness of the layout. And now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, I need to figure out what in the world I am going to put for Year of Color. Like, how am I going to get it to fit there? Because, it feels funky. So I tried these Jelly Bean Soup letters, but they were just too small. They weren't going to work for me. I was like, Do you guys do that in your head or do it out loud when you're thinking about things like that, where you're like, So I decided not to go with color. I was flipping through my sticker sheets and found the sticker that said happy. So I went ahead and stuck that down. So it's now Year of Happy. And I have these silver star stickers, and they were actually underneath of my sticker bin. So they must have fallen out and I didn't notice. And had I not pulled out my sticker bin and, touched the stickers today, I wouldn't have even known about them. So that was fantastic. I'm going to use those to fill in the bits of the letters that, should be cut out. And then I'm going to sprinkle them around the page as well. Now, I don't really care that I'm mixing flowers and stars on my page, just like I really don't care if I mix hearts and stars. They're just like neutral decorative elements to me. So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check out Crystal of Pineapple Papers, who is the originator of this super fun May I Scraplift You series. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.